You just could look at me. First, introduce yourself and what you do.
I'm Lieutenant Young. I've been with the police department going on 20 years now. This coming October will be 20 years for me. Since I've been here, I've been in just about all aspects of the department. I've been, right on up through the ranks. I've been through patrol, through investigations, narcotics, SWAT, community policing, administration. I've run the gamut. For about the last 8 years, I have not been actually on the street and doing what regular patrol officers do. I've been in an administrative or a managerial role, but that's where we're at.
Okay, why do you think some teenagers show bad behavior?
Basically, two reasons: lack of upbringing and the social surroundings. When I say lack of upbringing or rearing, parents, and this is a twofold, either they're single parent families that work and don't have enough time to devote to their children like they should, or you just get some families that are just really could care less what their kids are doing once they get to a certain age. They think, once they get them up and walking and talking and eating and doing for themselves, that they're on their own, and that's not the case. Secondly, the social surroundings. I mean, really, in this area, I don't want to say that there's not enough for kids to do, because that's kind of a cop-out. Kids can make stuff for themselves to do. I'm a little bit older than the kids around here now, so when I was coming up, I was from Hertford, and I can assure you, 40 years ago in Hertford, there was not a lot to do. But that was no excuse for me. I didn't get in trouble, and I didn't break in houses and shoot at folks and use drugs. I mean, this is a mindset these people get in. Once they're of age to learn, what's right and wrong, it's really a cop-out to say, hey, there's nothing to do around here. Make something for yourself to do. Work. Go find other educational opportunities. Play ball. Engage yourself in a church activity. So to me, where there's not enough parks or there's not enough gyms, that's malarkey. I do think that plays a role though. So that's what I'm saying. This is a twofold thing. Just because there's not any here, don't use that as a cop-out. There's not any here, so let's do something else. But if we had them here, it would be much better. I mean, we really could attract some of these kids, and let's face it, football. I direct the Police Athletic League football program and all the Police Athletic League activities. And, let's face it, a lot of these kids don't connect with the educational component of the school system or education at all, but they can through athletics. In other words, if they enjoy football, they'll play football, and I'm out there telling them every day before practice, hey, if your grades aren't up, you're not playing for me. So it gets their grades up, and it kind of balances everything out.
Do you think arresting teenagers is the solution to teen violence?
Yes and no. I think as a city and as a state and as a nation, we need to provide for our kids things to do. We need to look at programs to help them stay off the street and help them not get engaged in that violence. But by the same token, a 12, 13, 14-year-old kid, unless they're not of the appropriate mental capacity, they know what they're doing. They know right from wrong. And if they don't, something is very seriously wrong in their upbringing. The churches have failed them, the schools have failed them, their parents have failed them. They should know right from wrong. So once they're of age, 14, 15, 16-year-old kids, absolutely, if they do wrong, they need to be punished for it, and they need to understand that there is consequences. However, I do agree that we as, this city and the state and the nation, we need to come up with different solutions to keep kids off the street so they don't get backdoored into that type of activity. It's real easy, especially now in Elizabeth City in the last couple of years with the emergences of gangs coming up. It's easy for a kid to be in his house and look out the window in two directions. And in one direction he sees, you know, buddies out in the field playing football and having a good time, not getting in any trouble. But they're all wearing, you know, old sneakers and t-shirts and old blue jeans. And he looks out in the other direction and he sees these guys all wearing nice hip clothes. They got brand new cars. They got all the latest Xboxes and all this, because they're selling dope and they're gang banging and they're getting that money. But what that person don't realize, that's good for right now. But what happens when they're sitting their rear end in jail for the next 15 years because they've done something stupid? Then you've lost all that income. You've lost all that popularity in your neighborhoods, and you've lost all that time that you could have been over here just doing what was right.